are like so stained. Like, look at that. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for today because today we're talking about a new blush launch. We're talking about the Saie beauty blushes that just launched. I'm so freaking excited. The second that they launched, I like ordered three. Oh my God, sorry, my phone is so loud. Picked three of the shades, and out of the four, so they have four that came out. I ordered three of them. I've been trying them out and I have so much information to share. I also have some conventional blushes that I want to compare them to because I know that these are very popular. So you kind of have a frame of reference. And then one clean beauty like blush I've talked about before on this channel so that you have kind of a frame of reference there too. Before we even get into the video, I want to know, what of the shades are you interested in? Or if you have already got it, which shade did you get? Because I'd love to freaking know. All the shades are so pretty, so I'd love to know which one you're the most interested in or the one that you definitely think you're gonna get. I'm swatching three of them in the video today. I'm also gonna mix and match. We're talking about a lot in this video today. I'm so excited to get into it. So leave those comments down below because I'd love to know. And I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump in and talk about these Saie beauty blushes. All right, so these are the three shades I got here. I know you're dying, I'm dying, we're all dying. Look how pretty these look in the bottle. I love when you have blushes and like you can really truly see in the container what they are. It makes me so freaking happy. The shades I have are the shades, this is the shade Rosy, the shade Poppy, and the shade Dreamy. There's one more shade that's lighter than this one that I was just like, sweetie, she's not gonna show up on my skin. I'm gonna look insane. Like, absolutely not. But I got all the other ones because I was very intrigued by these. I love a liquid blush. I love a cream blush. I love something that looks like really natural and healthy and dewy on the skin, and this definitely does that. So this is the shade Dreamy. No, not Dreamy. Am I okay? This is the shade Rosy. And this is the shade that I wanna say I was unsure about because I was like, she's not gonna show up on my skin. This is actually the shade I'm wearing on my cheeks today, and I think she looks succulent. And I wanted to wear one of them on my face so that you knew what it looked like. So this is the shade Rosy, and this on my complexion and darker is more of like a peachy rose color. It's not super rosy where it's like too pink, but it's not super orange. Like, it has like that perfect shade. Sometimes blushes can be too orange for the occasion. I love an orange blush, but sometimes it just can be too orange, and peachy blushes can be very orange forward. This one isn't like that. I love how it applies on the cheeks. This is like that perfect springy blush shade, but also can be worn year round. I really like this, and she's just so pretty. Again, I'm gonna do up closes of everything, but this is what this one looks like. Okay, next we're gonna swatch Poppy. So this is the shade Poppy, and this is definitely like a more bright orangey shade. Ooh, dropping everything. Am I okay? Sorry if the audio just like killed your ear. So this is the shade Poppy, and she's very bright. Now, I have a rare beauty blush here in the shade Joy, and I know that this is a very popular rare beauty shade, so I wanted to swatch them side by side. Now, rare beauty blushes are terrifying because you apply half a dot and then your life is over because it's so pigmented almost to a fault. So I want to swatch these side by side so that you can see the difference. So this one here is the Rare Beauty one, and this is the Saie Beauty blush. So they kind of are, they're in the same vein of like a true like peachier, pinky color. The Rare Beauty is definitely a little less pink than the Poppy shade in the Saie Beauty blush, but it's like in that same family. I actually was nervous when I swatched this, and I was like, girl, this could be scary 80s prom queen real quick, looking all types of crazy and messed up. But luckily, when you can see by the swatch, these aren't as like pigmented and full coverage as the Rare Beauty one, so it's not as scary, if that makes sense. All right, next I have this color here, which is the shade Dreamy. Now, for me personally, I actually really like the shade, but this shade, just how it is going to be more of a fall shade for me, but it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's like a purpley, magenta-y, but not really color. Now, What I love about these blushes is you can mix and match, and I'm going to mix and match them later in the video for you so that you can see, like, if you mix, you know, this shade here, a lighter shade with these brighter shades, what you can get to kind of make it more wearable for the moment, maybe if it's like too dark, too bright, whatever. I really, really like that about these. So in comparison here, the Rare Beauty blush here, this is super, super, super pigmented. I will say these are pigmented, but they're not scary pigmented like this, where this is not idiot proof. These blushes, I like to say, are idiot proof. And I like to say that between me, myself, and I, because I had this conversation just by myself. But I like to say that these are idiot proof. This is not idiot proof. In comparison to the Cloud Paint, the consistency is not necessarily the same. So this is the Cloud Paint in the shade Storm, and I just want to swatch this for you so that you can kind of see what this looks like. So this is the Cloud Paint is less liquidy than the Saie Beauty blushes. But the pigmentation, I feel like, is similar, especially with the dark colors. They're very similar in pigmentation, which I like. I like a pigmented blush, but I like a pigmented blush that blends easily, and the Cloud Paint is definitely like that. That is the same with the Ilia color hazes, right? Like, these are super pigmented. Like, this color here, Stutter, is so pigmented, but you can blend it out and you're not stuck with something that's more like this. So that's all I want to say. Incomparably so, these are super pigmented as well. I would say these are more pigmented than these are, but they blend out really nicely. So I mean, if you've seen any video I've done my makeup in, or I've talked about in my other blush video, you'll know, like, I really like these. These are so good. And the pigmentation is wild and so amazing for my women and men of color out there. We want pigmentation. That's what we want. But these are great. I really like these. What they say that you only need 1 or 2 dots. I'm just going to say it. 1 dot first, and then see what happens. This doesn't dry down crazy fast where you can't work with it, which I really like about the formulation of these. These don't dry down crazy, again, so you can kind of work with them. If you apply 1 dot and then blend it out, you're good. Then you apply a 2nd dot and blend it out. You're not gonna like move and create like a patchy look. Like, if you apply stuff that dries down faster, you kind of have to work super fast and apply as much product as you need in that moment, or it can like move and become patchy. That's all I want to say. These don't have that, which I really, really like. These do dry down, but again, they are a liquid blush and they don't dry down matte. So that's just what I want to say about the wear. They're not completely budge proof, but they actually last pretty long. I'm actually very impressed with their longevity here. They, again, like, I like to blend these out with like a brush. That's my personal preference with liquid and cream blushes, because I feel like I have more control, but I've done it with my fingers and it's great. No problem if I blend it out with my finger. I've also done it with a beauty blender, and that's great too. My personal preference isn't necessarily always with the beauty blender. It depends on how much you apply. So with the beauty blender, I just feel like sometimes it can pick up too much of the product and move it around too much, and then sometimes create a little bit of a more patchy look, but it's not terrible. It's just not my personal preference. I'd rather use fingers or a blush brush that is like, you can just stamp the product out really quick and then apply more if you need to. I really do enjoy these, and what I like about them, and like I said before, you can mix and match. So I kind of want to show you what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you need to buy 2 of these, because you don't, but let's say you have a lighter shade and a darker shade. So let's talk about this with the shade Dreamy. Okay, I'm gonna mix this with the shade Dreamy, and then I'm also gonna mix this with the shade Poppy, just so you can see. What I like to do is, I feel like Dreamy might be a little bit too, my hand is covered in blush. It might be a little bit too dark for me right now. I like a little bit more of a lighter pink, or a more peachy color, or something like that. Something that it feels more summer appropriate. I'll take a little bit of Dreamy, and I'll take a little bit of the Rosy shade, and I will mix them together. And let me just show you how cute it is. So this is right here, the 2 mixed together to create such a beautiful shade. Now, if you want to apply more of the magenta-y color, you can, to create your beautiful, perfect shade. And I feel like that way, you can create your perfect blush shade for the time of year, or for like your makeup look or your outfit, or whatever it is that you like to match your blush to. Even if it's like you have a specific lipstick you're gonna wear and you wanna apply this to your cheeks and create that monochromatic makeup look, you can do that with kind of mixing and matching, and it is amazing. I actually really like mixing the shades together. I just feel like it does such a good job. Like, it just creates like a beautiful, perfect look. Now, as I'm mixing Poppy with Rosy, I don't love this on the lips. I did try it on the lips because I felt like that might be a question I get. Like, always when I mentioned the monochromatic look, I don't love this on the lips. I wouldn't wear it on the lips. I feel like it's too liquidy and doesn't really, like, it's a thin product. When I do the close-ups at the end of the video, you'll see it's a thinner product, but that's what makes it great because it doesn't look heavy. So I'm gonna mix these. Oh my God, the color is just like so good. So if you mix these two together, right, you can create this just like gorgeous. So this is not dreamy, Poppy mixed with the rosy color. It's just so pretty. This is a gorgeous shade, but it's not as bright and as intense, if that makes sense. So if you're like loving Poppy all the time or dreamy all the time, but then one day you're like, you know what, this might be a little much, a little too bright, a little too pigmented, you mix it with a lighter shade, and it's great. I've mixed it with other blushes. I like the formula mixing it's with each other. You can mix it with other cream blushes and it's not bad. I just like the formula mixed together because this is a very interesting consistency. It's not super thick at all. It's very thin, but it's super, super pigmented. But it's a lot thinner than, let's say, the Rare Beauty blush or even the Color Haze. It is, I don't know, it feels more like a watercolor. And I really like that because it creates more of a watercolor look on the cheeks, and it builds nicely, but it doesn't look heavy on the cheeks because sometimes, specific to cream blushes, less so than liquid blushes, it can look a little bit heavy if you apply a lot because you need added pigmentation. With this, 2 dots will do ya, but if you love a super rosy look, 3 dots will be great. And depending really on how, like, if you get tan, you might need more. I mean, you never know. So these build really nicely, which is great. I have it everywhere, so I'm gonna wipe it off my hands. They build really nicely. They wear really beautifully. They are, again, liquid blushes that have a little bit of dew to them. When I wear them with the mask, the mask doesn't like move them around, which I really appreciate. Like, sometimes with blushes, it moves stuff around. And I will say sometimes with like the blushes that dry down super, super matte, the mask can sometimes move that. I don't really have that with this. Like, I don't think it looks bad when I take my mask off. It's not 100% mask proof, but I don't really think anything is 100% mask proof unless you set it with a powder. These wear really nice with the powder on top of them. I will say I do like how they wear with the powder on top of them, and then they last freaking like all day, even if it's like a sweaty day. I really, really do like them. I don't love them with powder underneath, and I know a lot of people like powder underneath and then put the stuff on top. I find that it can be ever so slightly patchy, and I don't love the look. I like the powder on top to set it, but when you set it with the powder on top, like the Kosas powder, which isn't super matte, it still will look dewy and cute. Like, it won't look like super matte. You won't have that like really pretty like dewy cheek look. Like, you'll still have that, but this like kind of holds it in place. I really like it. My hands are like so stained. Like, look at that. I wiped my hands. If you can see, like, these are pigmented. They're great. They're beautiful. I freaking love how they wear. I want to do up close shots of the blushes for you right now. So I'm going to do an up close shot of them so you can see them all side by side, the 3 blushes, so you can kind of see comparably how they look next to each other. But I really like them. If you've used these, please let me know down below what your thoughts are, how you like to wear them best. I test so many blushes. Oh my God, look how stained my finger is. I'm a Cheeto. This is crazy. I want to let you know if a product is super, super good or not. Like, these are freaking amazing. I mean, just look at the pigmentation on my finger. Like, like I'm stained. I'm a little stained, but I was mixing. So this isn't going to be your cheek. I just want to say that your cheek isn't going to be stained, but like I was mixing, so my fingers are stained, and I'm gonna have to like seriously wash my hands to get this off. But these are super, super good. They wear beautifully. They wear super long. They look fine when you wear them with a mask. I like them with a powder on top. I like them without a powder on top. I like them with a setting spray. I think that they wear really, really, really beautifully. They also wear really beautifully without makeup underneath them, which I love, and they don't look like makeup because they're so thin. Okay, I love it. I love these blushes. If you can't tell, I'm enthused by the Saie Beauty blushes. I can't believe Saie Beauty came out with these like awesome blushes. And if you haven't left a comment down below yet, please leave a comment down below of these shades that I showed you today. Which is your favorite? Which is the one that you're going to be grabbing if this video has convinced you that you need to try these out? And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys, and my dyed fingers. Bye.